Hello, internet. How's it going? I'm going to make a low FODMAP quinoa puff in the oven here. So this recipe, I found it online. Calls for some leek, green onion, or what's the other name for it? Scallions, it's called sometimes. Red pepper, Swiss Chard, doesn't have to be red, but it's all I could find at the grocery store. Some spinach and eggs, a little bit of thyme, pepper, quinoa, of course, some shredded cheese, and some olive oil. All right. First thing you want to do, you want to get your largest pot and start boiling water. And you're going to take your full amount of chard, which the recipe calls for 280 grams, and you just want to finely chop it. You can keep the stalks in if you want this stuff. You don't have to. It all depends on your taste. But yeah, so you just want to cut all this chard up very fine. Alrighty, so you got all your chard. Your water is boiling. You can add some salt in there. I don't know where my salt is. I'll add it in later. So you want to take all this chard and dump her in the pot. Like so. Easy peasy. So you're gonna take your spinach, so it's a 280 grams of chard and 140 grams of spinach. I'm not really too sure how much chard I have in there, and you can do whatever you want. You can add more spinach or less chard, or more chard, less spinach, however you feel. Yeah, so you're going to stir this around for about a minute. Make sure everything is wet. And then you're going to take it to the sink in a colander and let it dry out. Alright, here is the spinach and chard. So you're going to take a colander. I have a part of a salad mixer because I don't have a colander to drain this out. You might lose a little if you chopped it up finely. I'm going to lose a little bit, but not too big of a deal. So you're going to let that dry out a bit. What I like to do after, I'm going to cut up all the other veggies next, but I like to take a spoon. My sink is plugged. I like to take a spoon and just tamp it. Just get all the water out. You want all the water out. So after it cools down a bit, you can take paper towel and or a tea towel and just scoop it all up and really wring it out. And this little fella's on a FODMAP diet too, eh? Yeah. You like the spinach?
I'm Perry. And I'm MJ. This is Mark.
Alright, so now for the rest of the veggies. You want to get some leek here. You want to take off all this brown stuff. Probably just chop the ends right off her. So you only want the green part of this leek. It's a half a cup the recipe calls for. So you want to finely chop these like so. Alright, so next is your onions, your green onions. Scallions, so they're sometimes known as. So it's also half a cup of these, and you also want to finely chop these as well. I usually cut the ends off. Yeah, and just finely chop these up. Alright, so next is half of a red pepper. So you want to cut this up pretty finely as well. And yeah, you just want to core all this out and just chop her up. Your veggies. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to get a pan, large one to fit this, and you want it pretty low. Like, my camera's not very. Here we go, around 4 or so. So you're gonna get your olive oil. And you're gonna let this heat up. The more olive oil, the better, I say. So yeah, just let that heat up until it's shimmering, and then you're going to saute these for a little bit. Now, over here, we have these fellas that are probably, yeah, they're pretty cool now. So, like I was saying, get like a tea towel, something that you don't mind using. And yeah, so you just want to scoop up a whole bunch of it and kind of wring it out. Get all the water out of it. Yeah. This fella's still working on the spinach. How is it? Is it good? Not bad. Not bad. Yeah. Alright. So this is getting there. So you can add all of this stuff in. The green onions, if you're a fan of regular onions but your digestive system hates you, these are great for flavor. And so is the leek. The leek is actually wicked. I really enjoy it. I myself have an iron stomach, but my girlfriend can't do the garlic, all the good stuff. So this is a pretty good little recipe though. So anyways, you just get all that in there. Yeah, my card filled up. Hey fella, what you doing? So yeah, as I was saying, yeah, just chuck everything in there for a couple minutes, and you should have this stuff wringed out. It doesn't look like much after you wring out the spinach and the chard, but yeah, so you just saute this for a few minutes, get her all loosened up and just not hard anymore. Alright, so after a couple minutes of that chilling, I said there earlier that you add the spinach in there. You don't actually do that. So some pepper to your taste, however you feel. I like pepper, so I'm putting some in. And thyme leaves to your taste as well. Hard to open things with one hand. What's happening?